Welcome, one and all, to another episode of Collectors Coalition, the show that there's three ways to our hearts: good sci-fi, good western, and good food. I'm one of your hosts, Christian Bean, and with me is the glutton for punishment, Mario Bennese.
That's not fair.
It totally is fair.
Says who?
Says literally everyone who knows you. You will watch the worst Superman movies because there's Superman in them.
Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve is pretty nice. I'll give you that. You also watch a bad movie every week with me.
You do that out of your own volition.
Yes, and I am also glutton for punishment.
You were the one that decided to join me to go see Nine Lives.
That was a good decision. That movie was great.
It's like my first jump.
See, what I always love about that, I have chosen to go see this Nine Lives with you, a terrible movie, and terrible movies with you, right? And you go see terrible movies because we're film majors and we just like doing that thing. Bad Movie Tuesday is the best thing ever. Garbage Day is awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, to our non-film major friends, my girlfriend Bobby and Austin, what does that say about them? Non-film majors willingly going to see terrible movies.
I guess we're rubbing off on them.
Not the good parts, though.
No, I was browsing a forum, and one of the topics was movies that you've seen this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, sweet, this is my time to shine. I've seen a lot of movies. I should probably preface this by saying every week, me and my buddy go see the worst reviewed movie. And I'm like, all right, well, the movies in bold I really liked are personal favorites. Regular, like, standard type, it's just, something that's good or passable.
Mm-hmm.
Then ones in italics just suck. I didn't realize until this point that I was looking through all of my tickets, because I keep all the ticket stubs in my wallet. All the ticket stubs are in my wallet. I have seen 30 movies this year in theaters.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. I've been to see all of them with you, haven't I?
Almost all of them. Yeah, almost all of them, actually, because
I can't think of a single movie I haven't seen.
the only one that I don't think that you saw with me is The Nice Guys. Well,
I didn't.
There were some other ones.
I never saw The Nice Guys, but I saw a movie without you as well.
Which one was that?
I remember the name of it. Oh, some movie you didn't want to see.
For the most part, we've seen all the same movies this year.
I don't keep count, but I think I'd roughly have seen 30 movies by this point.
That's the most amount of movies that I've seen in a single year at the theaters.
I like the whole movie a week thing. I also love Matinee Monday is the best idea we've ever had.
It is.
Like I'm Monday mornings when there's a good movie we're gonna see is just a treat to wake up that early to go see a good movie.
Even if I don't get any sleep, I'm like, all right, sweet, I get to go see a movie I want to see.
Yeah, I like it. It's fun. How was your week? Good.
Pretty rad.
Pretty rad because of the Metallica new album.
Yes.
Which we'll be discussing later. I'm like 3 songs away from completely finishing.
Oh, you're in for a treat on that last one.
So good. That's such a great album.
Okay, so Wednesday they decided, because before when they announced the album, they put out the first song, which was Hardwired, and that's the first music video. And then they put out the music video for Moth into Flame, and then they did...
Oh, Moth into Flame, by the way, is gold. Just beautiful. Beginning to end, I love that song. It's so good.
And then they put out the video for Atlas Rise, and that was on Halloween, and that was the last video that they were going to put out before the album's release. And then Wednesday came. They're like, you know what? We're going to treat you guys, because we made a video for not 3 songs, but for all of the songs, and for the song that we've never recorded before in the studio. So that's 13 music videos that they had, and they're from all around the world.
That's pretty cool.
You got ones from Germany, and I think Russia and Japan.
Florida, they're from weird country.
They're from different directors, and it's really cool. And so, but what they were doing is they were releasing them 2 hours apart.
Okay.
And I started it at, I think, 3 in the afternoon. How I had just gotten out of class at this port.
Sorry, continue.
And so I'm like, all right, well, there's 2 videos that I can catch up on now, and then I'll be watching these as they come out. So it's 6 o'clock rolls around, video, take a nap. 8 o'clock, video. And during this, I'm like, all right, I got some homework I got to do. I should probably start doing this now because it's all due tomorrow.
Nah.
Well, I'll just wait till the next song hits, and then I'll start. Listen to the song on repeat until the next one drops. So it goes on to that through 6 in the morning.
Jesus,
so I didn't sleep at all that night. And then I had to work 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then go through classes all the way till, I think, 3.
Okay.
But it was worth it. It was worth not getting any sleep because every song on there that I just enjoyed it all.
We'll discuss it more later, but I like this album a lot.
Other than that, not too much going on. Lack of sleep, but what else
My week's
is
been
new?
full of anticipation because I want my Loot crate, which hasn't come out yet, and I want my Rogue One crate, which hasn't come out yet. I'm getting a little frustrated now because I want my Star Wars and I want my magic. I want it. I want it now. Also, so I was bored and I was looking at a Loot crate thing to see what promotional stuff they're doing because I was bored and just want to see what they're doing. And I saw for this month's crate for one of the wearables was Kingdom Hearts, and I got really excited. I'm like, oh, cool! I want a Kingdom Hearts item. I look, women's T-shirts. I was really upset. I'm like, I was thinking about buying it for Bobby, but I'm like, I don't know. She's not a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts, and they're expensive. I don't want to get something that she might not even like or really understand the reference. Like, I don't want to do that because that just seems like I don't want to have a chance of buying something she doesn't like. I've got a big thing. It's like when I buy gifts, I ask the person what they want. Unless I know for a fact what they want, then buy it and just give it to them. That's why I don't do presents. I'm not very good at it. Bobby's the presents person. That's why when you get presents from us that are really cool and they're like big surprises and they come on your birthday and Christmas, you can thank her. She's the one that keeps them as surprises, and she's usually the one that picks them too. Because I'm terrible at presents.
I don't know. You did a pretty good job with the Blackest Night exclusive pop, Superman.
Oh, I got that for free, and I knew you would love it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's a cool pop.
It is really cool.
We're doing that again this year. GameStop. Yeah, we're doing the pop.
You know the drill.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy one. I mean, we also have a mystery box right now, but it's Gears of War and Titanfall 2 themed.
You're still doing those ones?
Yeah.
Or what was the other one that you had done? There was another one that was really cool, where it was like you could actually put the pop in the mech suit or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's Titanfall. That's
okay,
Titanfall.
Yeah.
The Titanfall 2.
Because that looked pretty cool.
It is really cool. It's super cool. I really like it. My problem is that I love Gears of War, and I know I'll love Gears of War 4, and I like Titanfall 2, but I haven't played Titanfall 2. Like, I like how it looks. I like its style. I think it's really cool looking. I think its style's really cool. But I'm not sure that I'll necessarily enjoy the game itself. Because my problem with Titanfall 1, it looked great. But then you played it, and 2 hours later, you're like, yeah, I'm bored. What's the problem with the game? It's unfortunate. Other than that, my week's been fine. Turned in paper that I swear the teacher said 4 to 6 pages. So it ended up being about 4.5, almost 5 pages. No, it's 6 to 8.
What?
But there's nowhere where it's posted that. And the one time we discussed it, I discussed it with another student. Was like, yeah, it's 4 to 6 pages. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna be arguing that because it's a little ridiculous. Because I went to check again and no, it wasn't posted anywhere.
Lovely.
Yeah. I gotta write about. I don't know if I told you this, but one of my papers I have to write for my film class. It's I can't remember what the topic is, but the 2 films we have to discuss is Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, the Marilyn Monroe movie. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's absolutely hilarious and it's really, really good. It's very funny. It's very good. Proves that Marilyn Monroe is actually a very talented actress. And the other movies, They Live with Rowdy Piper, and I'm gonna have to compare and contrast the 2 movies. I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
You could probably do something regarding
the 2 main leads' relationship.
Yeah, well, you could do
both have homosexual undertones.
Yeah,
that's
really
cool.
what I was gonna write about. Yeah. Well,
I mean,
if I had to write it,
there's a very specific topic, but I can definitely. I was going to have a whole paragraph just dedicated to like how they both use the particular style to highlight the homosexual undertones of the film, and it's really cool. Like I love both of those movies. They're so good. I found a paper that I can write and enjoy.
Unlike the one on Persona.
Oh my god, I was so upset. It took me hours to get it done because every 5 seconds I would just stop. I'm like, I can't. I'll just take the F, and then I finally got done. I'm like, okay, I'm done. All right.
It's okay. They have it on sale at Barnes & Noble. I'll buy you a copy.
Don't you dare.
On Blu-ray.
I hate you so. I would hate you so much.
2 discs.
All right, guys. So not really what's going on for the week. We've been having kind of slow weeks, which is good. No news is good news, I guess. Yeah. But it wouldn't be a news section if we had no news.
Get out of here.
I'm sorry.
Go away.
So the first up in the news is something kind of sad but obvious. The Wii U has been officially discontinued, selling a little over 14 million copies and coming out in about 2012. It's objectively a complete failure. Though some argue that the system wasn't very good, others argue that it was fine. It could have been worse. It could have been the Wii.
Yeah, it was all right. I had fun with it.
I am not surprised. I feel like with the Switch coming out, this is the only logical move they can make. But now the question comes: are they going to start? They're obviously releasing Splatoon onto the Switch. I know they're releasing Mario Maker onto the 3DS, which is awesome. I think the Mario Maker is going to thrive.
That'll work very well there.
I'm really looking forward to it, honestly, because I'm getting my own 3DS soon.
See, the way I'm seeing it, I feel like Nintendo Switch is like the Wii U 2.0.
It's not, though.
Just like, no, the portability thing.
Nintendo Switch is... God looked at us and said that we have tried hard enough, us gamers, being good, and said, I'm going to give you the system that is blessed by me. I like the Switch a lot.
No, it's
the
really
Switch
cool.
is a console. Just as a design idea is one of the greatest things to ever exist. I'm done now. I'm done nerding out about it. But with the Wii U discontinuing, it's not a surprise. I honestly think it was a good decision by their part. It wasn't a system. It's a system that doesn't do very well.
Hey, you got to cut a system somewhere, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just introduced 2 new ones. Well, one's kind of retreading old ground.
What do you mean?
Yeah, the Nintendo, the one that your store sold out of. The one that plays
the Mini NES.
Yeah,
it's not really a new system. It's just kind of one of those.
It's a retreading of old ground.
It's a plug and play system.
Yeah, but
and I mean,
if you're introducing.
But can we just have a moment real fast of like stupid Nintendo ideas? Do you know how many Mini NES systems our entire district got? Each store got 6.
Well, how many stores are in the district?
6. That includes the Miami stores, because they're not in our district. I could probably include that. Every store in South Florida got 6.
That's really
Just
stupid.
think about that for a second. The biggest stores got 6. Do you know how quickly we sold out of them? Open for 30 minutes. Gone, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. We have had people coming in. Like, I worked the midnight release for Pokemon, and we were having people coming up to us. Do you have Nintendo Switches? No. We have the Atari Flashback. No, sorry, not Nintendo Switches. MES Remix. Sorry, I farted there for a second. So, do you have any the NESs? No. We have the Atari Flashback. I don't want that. It's got over 100 games on it.
Yes, you do. Atari's awesome, man.
It's got over 100 games on that thing. I kind of
Atari.
want it. I kind of want it. It's over 100 games and it's cheaper. I'm like, I kind of want that. It's got Pac-Man. I love Pac-Man.
Yeah, man. Nothing wrong with a little Atari action.
Continuing on the video game news, Steve Carell is the star in the Minecraft movie. The movie is to be written by It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia writer Rob
McElhenney?
McElhenney. Thank you. I can't
It's
remember his
spelled
name.
really weird.
It is spelled really weird. And the Wonder Woman screenwriter Jason. Sorry.
I'm not sure if we can say this on the air.
Futch. I think you pronounce it.
Fuchs?
Fuchs. It's just
Holy Fuchs.
Holy Fuchs. Jason, no, you broke your leg, not the Fuchs. Sorry, I don't know why I came over. The movie's been released on May 25th, 2019.
It's a thing.
I think for a Minecraft movie, Steve Carell is the best lead to pick. He's funny, he's energetic, he's really enjoyable in his animated films. So I think it's a good decision.
It's a thing.
You're very against this. Like,
I'm not against it. I just don't see the purpose. I mean, from a financial standpoint, yes, I get it. It's a very, very profitable franchise.
I think my problem with video games.
How are you going to market this to a general audience?
I think my problem with movie-based games, movies that are based off video games, is that we haven't yet had one that worked. You can argue that Wreck-It Ralph worked, but Wreck-It Ralph was an animated Disney movie first and a video game movie second, and a very, very, very vague video game movie. It wasn't really based on any particular franchise. It meld a bunch of franchises together, reference a bunch of franchises. So
it did have Q*bert.
It did have Q*bert. That was pretty cool. And it had Sonic the Hedgehog giving exposition the Hedgehog.
What about Pixels?
We got Satan. Thank you, Satan. It's Satine.
What about Pixels?
Pixels is garbage.
It was terrible, yeah.
But I just don't. I think that we're kind of jumping the gun a little bit. We don't know what makes them work, so I think we should probably like take a step back and realize maybe we should find out what works first before we start doing this. I'm already calling Assassin's Creed going to be kind of a flop. It's just too many things that just don't seem right. They do hit like they hit good ground. Like it's a new main character, new area we haven't seen before, new branch of the Templars. So it's like it's hitting all the good marks, and it's branching off into the universe instead of like trying to retread the same ground. I just feel like from what I've seen, it doesn't look very good. That's what more about Minecraft is that it's another. I hope that they don't like just keep doing what we've seen 100 times.
Yeah.
Like really, what they're gonna do is an entire movie of a guy just punching trees. Steve Carell punching trees in the movie.
I mean, we had an entire movie of Leonardo DiCaprio crawling through things and grunting, so.
It's true. When he won an Oscar for that one. Continuing on the animated films, Kung Fu Panda director Mark Osborne. Sorry. To adapt the comic novel Bone to film.
Cool.
Yeah, I like that. Kung Fu Panda director, who is very talented and makes one of the most underrated series of all time, Kung Fu Panda.
See, I'm trying to think how they would do this.
I love those movies a lot. They're so good.
Maybe a meld between 2D animation and 3D, not like over the top
I would love
3D.
I would love if it's like some weird combination of 2D, 3D animation. That would be the best.
I'm trying to think of a film to compare it to.
There's
you know what I'm getting at.
There's a game. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a game that's based.
Oh, Wolf Among Us, maybe. Something.
No. There's this game. It's based off old Disney cartoons, and it's like this kind of like cool like old like Mickey Mouse cartoon looking, but it's 3D. I would love to see that style for Bone.
Epic Mickey?
No, I can't for life remember the name. It's really cool. I'll remember it eventually. But basically, what it is, like you know the Steamboat Willie. It's that kind of animation, but it has a 3D feel to it, like 3D like shading and whatnot.
Yeah.
So like something like that where it is 2D but it has like a 3D design would be really great.
That would work
so
great
cool.
for Bone.
Yeah, it would have a really great goofy look, which is exactly what Bone is. Bone's incredibly goofy, but still have that kind of cool like artistic style. That Bone was genuinely artistically stunning. I thought it was really good looking.
Yeah, it's a very good looking book.
I gotta reread Bone, man. It's been such a long time.
They have the complete Bone at Barnes and Noble. It's like $35.
The complete Bone.
It's
the
like
semi-flaccid Bone.
It's like $35. I'm like, I might buy that soon.
You should. I might
probably buy it from Docking Bay though,
because
they
$35. It's
I'll probably buy it from Docking Bay because they're not gonna put the anti-theft sticker right in the middle of the book.
Oh yeah, was in the middle of that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go and complain?
It's not worth it. They don't take care of their comics there.
Yeah. Speaking of not worth it, Don't Breathe 2 is happening with the original director, the Fede.
Yeah, that's a weird name.
Yeah, Alvarez.
Why?
Yeah, why? Why does it need it? Why does it?
It's like giving the Babadook a sequel. It
just
takes
doesn't
away from the magic of the original film, and it destroys the ultimate purpose. What are they gonna do? What could you?
We're stuck in a room again. Damn it!
Are you gonna have another group of kids try
and break into his house like he hadn't learned the first time? Now he has 2 dogs. Don't Breathe 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Because that joke hasn't been used before.
Sorry.
Are they gonna have Stephen Lang finally hunt down that girl? That'd be stupid.
Don't Breathe 2 in space.
In space, no one can hear you breathe.
In space, no one can hear you. Oh, because he's blind.
What?
Never mind.
You're weird.
I am weird. Speaking of weird, Han Solo movie gets female lead, which is going to be the Game of Thrones actress Emilia Clarke. And if you don't know who that is the wonderful Daenerys Targaryen.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty cool. I like her. She's a very talented actress. I'm really looking forward to this movie, especially with that actress. It's coming out after Star Wars Episode 9, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think cause I know it's Rogue One, Star Wars Episode 9.
8.
Thank you. Why did I say 8? Star Wars Episode 8, and then I think it's Han Solo, and then it's 9.
And then Lando? Is it Lando?
No.
No?
I'm not getting a Lando movie.
Well, wait. So...
I don't know. I don't think they've announced what they're going to do after
I don't know.
9 yet, so I don't... But,
is it Boba Fett?
No, Boba Fett's supposed to be rumored to be in the Han Solo movie.
Oh.
Yeah, he's
Well,
not getting his own film.
Either way, we get in Star Wars every year, fool.
Yeah, I know that they're going to go past 2019. We just don't know what they're doing. I'm really interested to see what they're going to do past that.
Hopefully they don't run it into the ground.
I don't
think they
have
will.
Have they run Marvel into the ground?
No,
I didn't think so.
But knowing Disney's track record
with what
direct-to-video sequels.
You mean like the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
No, not those. I'm talking like.
You mean like Star Wars Episode 7?
Cinderella sequels.
Mario, I think I'm going to call you on your BS, like I call everyone on their BS. It's like, oh, they're gonna run Star Wars into the ground. Have they run Marvel into the ground? It's gone cliched. No, it hasn't. Most movies are pretty original and interesting. That's not true. Yeah, it is. Disney's a good studio. They make great films. They had a series of time where they didn't make very good sequels, and even some of their sequels people say aren't good were actually pretty interesting. I still argue Lion King 2 is a pretty good movie. I liked it. I like the villain specifically. I kind of wish it wasn't Romeo and Juliet with lions. It's a little stupid, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's Romeo and Juliet with lions.
The first one was Hamlet, so we got to continue with the Shakespeare theme.
But they're cousins now, which that did not. Yeah,
you know,
so
families.
It's a family picture. Now going on to Marvel news. Marvel announces Inhumans series on ABC. The first 2 episodes will debut in IMAX September 2017, which with many more episodes to come in fall of 2017. Okay? I think this is a good place for Inhumans. I'm glad they canceled the movie, give them their own television show. I think that I don't like the Inhumans, but I think that they're like the X-Men. There's too much going on to just limit them to movies. That's the problem with the X-Men movies. There's just too much going on with the X-Men that movies don't really tell the tale very well. And I think it's the same with the Inhumans. I think if you do the Inhumans in a television show, I think it'll tell the tale better.
I have no opinion on this, really. It might be good.
Yeah.
Then again, major network, it'd probably benefit better from being, on Netflix or something.
Yeah, but it's not going to be.
No, it's not going to be. I'm just...
I don't know.
They might get better budget.
We'll see where it goes.
They might get better budget for Netflix, though.
Marvel also announced there's an Elektra ongoing comic series to debut in February 2017. Ugh. A lot of awards happened there. She's going to be in Las Vegas. This is going to get written by Netflix's Luke Cage writer Matt Owens, and the art's by Alec Morgan. I don't know who that is, honestly.
I don't know.
I've probably seen some of their work. I just don't remember it very well. I find it interesting to be on Las Vegas. Elektra in Las Vegas.
Could be interesting.
I think a sequel can be called Elektra 2. And a
Swear
serious gambling problem. And a serious gambling problem.
I swear to God, I thought you were going down. I thought you were gonna go and make a Breakin' 2 reference.
Breakin' 2? Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, no, that's the actual title.
I know it is.
Yeah.
I know it is.
Yeah.
I like that movie. It's so bad.
So stupid.
It's so stupid. But such a great time.
Anything but Going Globus is either
I wonder
a hit or
if
miss.
Daredevil's going to be in that title, in the Electric title. Because Electric was in the Daredevil title for like 2 issues. I wonder if that's going to happen with Electra being in Daredevil. Daredevil being Electra's title. I don't know. It's just a thought. Speaking of Daredevil
There's
characters.
A gambling joke in
Speaking
there
of Daredevil characters getting their own series, Marvel targets Bullseye series to debut in February 2017. Do appreciate that. That's how Austin put that down. Targets.
Dang it,
really
dang
happy.
it, Austin.
I'm looking at my notes. Makes me really happy. Supposed to be written by Ed Barrison and illustrated by Guillermo. I do it so well with Del Toro, but this person's name I fumble on it. Guillermo Santa. Cool. I don't know why. I'm interested to see. I miss Bullseye as a character. I'm interested to see what they do with him. I wonder if he's gonna come here in Daredevil first. Maybe a Daredevil villain. Ooh. Sorry. I'm running out of Marvel titles to keep. I'm running out of Marvel titles to care about, especially since they canceled Ant-Man. Oh yeah, by the way, folks, pick up the Astonishing Ant-Man title because it's done. It's ended. It's over.
Watch them make Bullseye a larger Hispanic woman.
Well, they missed their target there, didn't they? I don't know where you got that from. Last but not least, and certainly not least, probably the most important news of the day, Marvel gives Darth Maul his own Star Wars miniseries. The series will run for 5 issues and will be written by Cullen Bunn and illustrated by Luke Ross. It's expected to hit in early 2017.
Yes.
Oh!
All of my money, please.
I mean, they've been hitting it with every single Star Wars title they've been releasing so far, comics-wise. They've been hitting it perfectly. Every single title is exactly what I want, and it's all really good. So, I mean, I'm really excited to see what they do with it.
I want to know where this is going to take place in the timeline. Probably before Episode 1. That'd make the most sense to me. Because we have stuff with Clone Wars and Rebels. He comes back in Rebels a little bit, doesn't he?
He's actually one of the main characters in the Star Wars.
So we have
line.
stuff what happens after.
But it'd be so cool, though. It takes place after Clone Wars, before Rebels, to kind of tie in what happened to him. What happened, really, his relationship with him. So much I need with the Maul. Maul me. Baby.
I'd actually like to see what happens before Episode 1, because that'd be pretty cool.
I don't... We have a book before Episode 1.
Is it canon?
Yeah, it's canon. The book's canon. It was written with a Disney title on it. It's canon.
Okay.
So we have a book with him before before. I just would love that gap between Clone Wars and Rebels, because I just want to know how did he get on that planet? What happened? Where did he go from there? Oh, there's so many questions.
He probably used a spaceship to get there.
I will cut you. I'll bury you in your own poo.
What?
I don't know, dude. Been saving your poo for a while. I hope you don't mind. This is getting awkward now, isn't it?
I'm scared.
No time for the collection. First up, Mario. Will you do the comics?
If you promise not to be weird.
I can't promise the impossible, buddy.
Okay. First up is Archie number 14, written by Mark Waid and art by Joe Eisma.
Starting off with you, buddy. How'd you think?
I liked it. I'm not highlighting it this week just because, well, it's good, but it's transitioning between one story arc and another.
Okay.
But this one is really well written. We get to see another side of Veronica. She's actually learned a thing or two from being in Riverdale. She's not this cold-hearted... in the words of Food Fight, she's not a cold-farted itch. I swear that's a line of dialogue. But she is not a completely terrible person. She goes up against Cheryl Blossom in this issue.
The Powerpuff Girls?
I will end you.
Sorry.
And
that one.
there's this whole thing with Jughead and Archie, and I'm not going to spoil it because it's pretty big. But
it involves
things
a
are
jug
happening.
and a head.
Things are happening, my friend.
I hope they're happening. It's a comic book. I hope it could continue happening.
It's really good. I like it. Again, if you're not picking it up, please pick it up. The first volume is out. It's got like the first 5 or 6 issues. Please pick it up. This book deserves the love that I've been giving it.
Okay. All right, next up.
Next up is Aquaman number 11, written by Dan Abnett and art by Felipe Briones.
I like it. I think it's good. We were kind of considering highlighting it, but then we realized, it's okay.
I feel like it works as the ending of the transition period.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the last 3 issues, it's been stuff that's leading into the transition to the next big arc. And
I like it. It's a very it's discussing what happens because of the Shaggy Man attack.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. Seeing him and Superman talk again was pretty nice. The ending is insane, though.
Oh.
The ending is insane, and it's going to be really interesting to see where they come back from there.
I'm like, please, yes, give me all of that.
Yes, it's gonna be. I recommend picking it up. The story's getting really intense now.
Also, Aquaman's face got beat up pretty bad.
Yeah, it did.
He looked like crap.
He looked bad.
Next up is Cave Carson Has a Cybernetic Eye, number 2, written by Gerard Way and John Rivera, and art by Michael Avon Oeming.
Oh, I officially believe that Gerard Way is a better comic book writer than he is a singer, because his ability, the writing in his books is so perfect. It's that enough of that nostalgia feel with a new age twist to it. It's that perfect blend of, hey, I know this character from a while ago. And Bulldog's in it, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's really cool to see him, and it's he writes him as psychopathic as he is, but well-meaning. He cares about Carson a lot. Carson's his best friend apparently, or something like that.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool to see him, but he's got this buddy cop feel to the two of them that I really like. And it's
do
really
like-
funny.
I do like buddy cop stuff.
It's very funny. It's very entertaining. The Metal Men are in it in the first issue.
Yeah.
I know that made Mario happy.
Yeah.
Like 10 seconds with the Metal Men.
Yeah.
So I like it. It's really good. All I've been telling people is like it's worth the pickup. It's interesting. It's funny. It's really enjoyable. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy taxi. Okay, let's continue.
That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got. It's good. It's a good line.
All right. Next up is Cyborg number 5, written by John Semper Jr. and art by Will Conrad.
Good story. Good as the last one. I don't have much to say about it. Other than the fact being it's another good issue and a good series that I really enjoy. I really enjoyed this series. I'm really curious to see where they go from here. As the cover kind of alludes, we're getting a female cyborg. We don't get to see her in this issue, but we get to see her creation, and it's really interesting.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
That's all you got?
Yeah, it's fine. There's not much to say about it.
Okay. Next up is Doctor Strange, number 14, written by Jason Aaron and art by Chris Bacalo.
It starts off really slow, and then suddenly gets really, really awesome. I don't know how to do this without like spoiling it, but like we see Satana or Satana or how you pronounce her name, and like she is just as both twisted and hilarious as she used to be, and it's really cool to see her again, doing her thing. I like the book. I like the art. I fully believe this is better than the movie. I think this series is better than the movie. It's really good. It's more interesting. It's got more character with Strange. It's about magic, but it's not overwhelming. My biggest problem with the Doctor Strange movie is that it was just magic, but no like real like connection with the characters.
Yeah.
And where the Doctor Strange comics is kind of the exact opposite. Magic is there constantly around you, but it's all about the characters, and it just plays off so much better, so much more interesting that way. And Doctor Strange is the best. I love how he solves all of his problems, and just so he spoils her plans, right? I don't want to say what they are because it's such a major like twist of like it's just ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous, but so wonderful at the same time. It's really good. Just pick it up. It's a great title. I love it.
All right. Next up is Green Arrow number 11, written by Ben Percy and art by Juan Ferreira.
I like this a lot. And a lot of this book is a lot of action stuff happening and really cool action stuff happening. But the ending, first off, I don't know how no one dies. Like, no one dies in this train. And when you get to the ending and you see what happens, you will also question, like, no one's dead? Are you sure? Are you sure that no one's dead? I'm pretty sure someone would die from that. But they're not. It's cool, but the next issue is going to be awesome. There's so much they're going to cover in the next issue that I'm really excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Next up is Justice League number 9, written by Brian Hitch and art by Neil Edwards.
An improvement.
Yes, improvement.
Except for Aquaman. Aquaman's kind of a jerk in this one for
He
no
is.
reason.
He is.
This would never happen to Hal Jordan. It's totally happened to Hal Jordan, Aquaman. You've been there.
Yeah. Like, where you been, buddy?
Yeah, seriously though. I don't know. It's a definite improvement from what we've been having.
Yeah, the action scenes are pretty fun to watch. The bit where Barry runs up the building and then does a backflip off of it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, Edwards is a great artist. Hitch isn't a good writer.
My main problem with this book right now, I have two main problems with this, really, actually.
You lied to me. You cheating liar.
The first one is that the stories just kind of go nowhere and end abruptly.
Yeah.
My second problem, why isn't Superman in this book?
He is in this book.
No, he's not. He is not in this book at all. He has not been in the past 2 issues. He's barely been in the past 2 arcs.
He's at the end of the book. Yeah, he is. He's in the very ending when they're going to the house. Yeah, he's sitting right there. I will stop this podcast. I will go grab my comic of Justice League and I will show you.
He's not there.
He's right there.
He's not in
He's
there.
totally in it.
It's Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, and Cyborg.
I will show it to you later. But moving on. Like I said, I think it's an improvement.
It's getting better. This one looks like it's not going to be a 2-issue arc, which is great because I'm tired of the 2-issue arcs from Hitch.
Means all I can do because he's not a good writer.
Next up is Mother Panic #1, written by Jody Hauser and art by Tommy Lee Edwards.
This book came out last week. I didn't pick it up originally because I didn't think I'd be necessarily that into it. And then I read
Batman.
Batman ended up being in it. Batman's going to be one of the main characters. Not really main characters, but at least a major character for the next few issues. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get it because of him. And then I read it, and I'm like, wow, this is a fantastic book. And, like, a person in this book can best describe Gotham. There are two psychos in masks. Psychos that hurt people and psychos that help people. So which psycho in the mask are you? And it's just so...
Yes.
It so perfectly defines what being a hero is in Gotham. And it's just great. I like that a lot. And it's a cool issue. I like the main character's like outfit. She has a awesome designed outfit. I like her attitude, that I don't care about anybody's attitude. I do things the way I want to do them. We get to see kind of Batman trying to figure out what's going on, but like only a couple pages, like a page of him like looking around doing detective work, which is pretty cool.
That's all you got?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pick it up. Good art. Interesting. Batwoman's in it.
All right.
All praise be to Batwoman.
Next up, and I swear if you make this joke, Christian, is Suicide Squad #6, written by Rob Williams and art by Jim Lee and Scott Williams.
Robbie Williams is alive?
I swear to God.
He gets I make this joke every time. And it's funny to me every time.
It's all right.
I actually like this a lot. I like the ending to the first story, and I love the second story.
Yeah.
I love the second story.
I love the art a lot on that second
so
story.
do I,
it's
man.
really, really good.
What was this first story was Jim Lee. The second story was Scott Williams, right? Scott was the one who did the second story.
Yes.
Because that's what I'm pretty sure what they did. They had Jim Lee do the first story and Scott did the second story, and I think Scott killed it, man. His Killer Croc design is so cool.
Yeah, he's just big.
But then again, Jim Lee's Killer Croc design is amazing as well.
Well, see, Scott Williams draws him big and bulky, and just towering over Waller.
Yeah, Jim likes to draw him like really like weirdly twisted looking, and I really appreciate that. Because when he's in your face and like real close, that kind of twisted up look he has is so creepy and so weird.
I do have an issue with this issue.
Of course you do.
Well, it's a very...
with you, buddy. It's all right.
Well, it's really two things. One, we've kind of seen this thing happen before in other places. The stuff that's going on in Belle Rev.
We've seen
it happen before in other places, so it's kind of a retreading of old ground.
But I don't think that makes it. I don't think that's really.
I don't think
it
makes it bad.
Thing.
The whole thing with the way that the characters react to the whole thing, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The beginning of the issue, I'm like, what? Ah, whoa.
Whoa. Oh, ah, ooh, Who,
but
what, when, where, and why?
There's another little bit, and it's one line of dialogue. And this isn't really spoiling anything. They have General Zod on a table, and they're about to do some experiments on him.
Yeah, where they had
stuff.
him last. Well, they had him at last issue.
They said, all right, well, as long as we keep him in a room with a red light.
No, it was red. It was the red sunlight.
Yeah, red sunlight radiation. He'll shut down. That's not how that works.
Well,
putting him under a red light.
They have him under anesthesia. He'll stay asleep because he can still be susceptible to our human drugs. That's what they meant.
Oh,
okay.
If you notice, I didn't catch that part then because I thought they were.
Notice he had like tubes and stuff in him, and I mentioned before that they were keeping him asleep.
Okay.
So that's what they're saying. They keep him under the red light, so he'll stay asleep.
I must have missed that because
And then the red lights go off.
For some reason, I thought that Rob Williams had made the mistake of interpreting the red sun, yellow sun thing as an on-off switch. I'm like, that's not how that works.
An on-off switch.
That's not how Kryptonians work.
Off. Turn on the red sunlight. Oh, Superman's turned off. Sorry, Lois. Superman's not turned on right now.
That's not how Kryptonians work.
All right, that's been the comics for the week. Now time to get to our highlights. Before we get to our highlights, I like to mention that we get all our comics from Docking Bay 94. Docking Bay 94 is one of the greatest stores to ever exist in mankind. Praise be their name.
Ever.
always remember that if you're getting comics, please support your local comic book store. It is nice. Comicology is nice and all. It's nice to get your comics online, but it's something better to get them in physical copies because it's art, man.
They're like puppies. They're nice to look at online, but you'd rather have one in your hand.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of local comic book stores, this Saturday is local comic book store day.
Yes, it is.
So go and support your local comic book store. Seriously, do it because
this Saturday, by that he means the day we're posting this.
Yes,
it's gonna be posted
the 19th of November.
Mm-hmm. Go do it. Support your local comic book store. We require you to do it. Listeners to our podcast, go support the store. Most will have discounts. I know our store is doing a 50% off graphic novels.
If you're a subscriber in good standing, like you picked up your books,
like
and stuff.
me and you.
Oh, we picked up our books
in advance every time.
Yes.
I might just go to hang out with John because I know he's gonna be there all day.
When you go, let me.
I work a double.
Ah, crap.
I know.
Rats.
Rat farts. Now time for our highlights.
First up is Batman number 11, written by Tom King and art by Mikel Janin.
I really like this issue. We had a new artist on, which I think Mikel kills it.
Oh, yes. His ventriloquist.
Oh, his ventriloquist. Such a good design. The cover's also super cool. It's a white background with Bane behind Batman, just like really menacingly behind Batman. Batman kind of doing the down look backwards at him. It's really cool looking. You get this like really cool, just like full center view of the new Bat logo, and God, it's just a great logo. I love that logo.
I dig it a lot.
It's that kind of bulkiness of the Dark Knight Returns logo, but it has that kind of like, it still has like the curves of the old classic logo. It's that just nice middle ground between.
It's less rectangle, more triangle.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like his design so much, and just the belt being black with like yellow, highlighted with yellow. It's just such a cool outfit, man. It's a cool outfit.
The book's really good. We can't say too much about it because it would spoil a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot to do with Catwoman in this, which I really appreciated. They get a little more in depth with the whole her killing a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But they don't tell us what happens, which is a little frustrating, but when you get to read what they are saying, you get an idea of what's going on, and it's really fascinating. The ending punches you in the face, repeatedly punches you in the face, and you feel every punch in the face.
Oh, yes.
And it hurts you. Emotionally hurts you what happens, especially someone who loves the Batman-Catwoman relationship. It really hurts you. Book's fantastic. The new artist kills it. As always, Tom King is doing a great job with this book. It's very interesting. I was reading up, a lot of people don't like how he tells his stories, and I don't see it personally. I like how he tells them. He tells them very different from most Batman writers, and I think it's really done some wonders for the comic. It's brought some originality to the book, which I don't usually see. This newest story is insanity, and I love it.
I like it a lot. Pick it up. Pick it up, please.
Pick it up. It's totally worth it.
Next up is Green Lanterns number 11, written by Sam Humphries and art by Eduardo Pansica.
If I could sum this book up in just a quick dialogue, it's, you're not a Green Lantern. Yes, I'm a Green Lantern. You're not a Green Lantern. Says you. No, says you. So, yeah, says us. Like, you can't tell me I'm not a Green Lantern. You're not a Green Lantern. I'm not a Green Lantern. You're not a Green Lantern. I'm a Green Lantern. You're not a Green Lantern. I'm a Green Lantern. You're not a Green Lantern. I'm not a Green Lantern. I'm a Green Lantern. You're not a Green Lantern. I'm a Green Lantern. Orange Lantern.
Duck season, rabbit season.
It's literally duck season, rabbit season. It's the greatest thing. I love it so much.
There's a panel where the villain laughs at he thinks it's ridiculous what Simon and Jessica are saying. He laughs at the absurdity.
He makes a good point, because who are they to judge on who a Green Lantern is and isn't?
But the way that what's his name? Eduardo draws his face. I took a picture of that panel and sent it to Christian through Snapchat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell happened to his face?
It was pretty funny. You slowly through this argument, you just see this villain become completely unhinged, and the ending's great. This entire book is great because it's exactly what you saw coming. He saves somebody, but he does it for the fame, and of course, it's not how the Green Lanterns work. And it's just so great to see that blow up in his face. But his outfit, like his lantern outfit, is so
it's
cool.
rad.
It's
That's
so
so
cool
rad.
looking. It almost looks like a mixture of like Sinestro meets Lex's power suit.
Oh,
you see it? It's like Sinestro meets Lex power suit, and it's really cool looking.
It's got that good '90s vibe to it.
Yeah, like that. It's that the cape and the shoulder pads is that 90s villain vibe, but it's so fitting to his character.
Like around the era of Zero Year, or not 0 Year, 0 Hour.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that kind of look.
Yeah, it works so well with his character, and I like it a lot. It's awesome.
That's what it is. It reminds me of Hal Jordan's original Parallax outfit. That's what it is.
Yeah, it does look like Parallax. Oh my god, it's so cool. I miss Hal.
Yeah. I want to see more of him. Next up is Lucifer number 12, written by Holly Black and art by Lee Garbett.
It was only a matter of time. Lucifer is one of the greatest books Vertigo has made in a long time. This is one of the greatest non-superhero comic books out there right now. It's fantastic. It's just the whole story is insanity. I was showing Mario the cover is this beautiful. You got Lucifer in this really cool blue, and his wife in this really bright red, and then just kind of this yin yang kind of them laying together and him kissing her cheek. It's so sweet. It's just so you can kind of feel the love between the two of them, but it really highlights the difference between the two. The cover is beautiful. It's a genuine piece of art. I really enjoy this book. There's a page, a splash page, and it's one of the most beautiful splash pages I've ever seen. It's gorgeous. It's
Double page splash.
Oh, it's just so. I showed it to you, and you were just like, "Man, this is so good looking," and we were just oozing it. Oh, it's great. It's got one of the most. This whole comic has one of the most interesting stories I've ever read. This is the most interesting interpretation of the biblical characters. And sorry guys. And I just really enjoyed this book. It's definitely worth the pick up. I think Volume 1's out. Honestly, it's worth whatever it costs. It's a good read. It's good art. It's really interesting. Lucifer's a fantastic character, and just reading how it works. I love this moment where it's there's a whole thing in this book where Lucifer never lies, because the truth will destroy them enough. I really like that. So Lucifer's really good. Pick it up.
All right. Next up is Nightwing number 9, written by Tim Seeley and art by Marcio Takara. I think I said that guy's name right.
I think you said too. We were batting around doing this issue, deciding.
Batting around.
We were deciding whether or not we should. We ultimately did, because this issue kind of brought back something we haven't seen in a while, which is the Superman-Nightwing relationship. So some don't know, Nightwing got the name Nightwing from a superhero from Krypton. And Clark told him the story of the Nightwing on Krypton, and
the story of Nightwing and Flamebird. Yeah,
Nightwing and Flamebird, and I guess Dick really connected with that Nightwing character, that Nightwing hero, and he wanted to represent a piece of Krypton on Earth and have Krypton that goody Krypton hero on Earth. So he took on the name Nightwing. The symbol is the Nightwing symbol from Krypton. It's really cool. I think it really works for him, and it's cool to see this relationship come back and them talk about it, and how Dick is affected by Superman's death, and the new Superman trying to rekindle that old really close friendship. It's an uncle nephew relationship.
Yeah,
and it's really nice because it's one of those uncle nephew relationships where the nephew is really close to the uncle's age, so they have this weird kind of friendship going on where one's genuinely older and wiser than the other, but they're close enough in age to where they can relate to each other's issues. It's really cool, honestly. It's really fascinating.
I dig the way that Clark describes the changes and the differences between his world and this current world. They're very
subtle.
Echoes.
They're echoes.
I dig the way that is described, because that's exactly how it is. He's some things are the same, just slightly altered, and it's echoes of my world.
I like it too. I think it's really good. This book's really good, and it's really interesting, and it's just kind of cool. It brought back an old classic villain with this new design, and he looks freaky. They redesigned this character, and they do a lot with him.
Superman shows him what he looked like on his Earth, and then Nightwing's like, he looks a lot less intimidating on your world than ours. Yeah, I've noticed that with a lot of your villains here.
It's pretty funny how they highlight that.
I didn't even realize that I missed that. That was the one thing that I was missing, but I didn't know I was missing.
Yeah,
about
you don't
new
realize
the Superman being back.
Yeah, you didn't realize it's one of those parts that you don't realize has been gone until they bring it back. You're like, oh yeah, God, that is something that would need to be touched on, wouldn't it? It was really good.
I liked it a lot. It made me smile.
It made me smile too.
The art's really good too.
It is really good.
Next up is Raven. This is number 3 of 6, and it's written by Marv Wolfman and art by Allison Borges.
Oh, it's so good. I'm honestly just highlighting it because I personally love it.
I like
Mario's like, oh, it's good. I don't know if I want to highlight it. I'm like, I want to highlight it because it's pretty looking, it's good, and I like it. Every time I read Raven's dialogue, I read it in Tara Strong's voice, and there's a part of my soul that's complete every time that happens.
I like it. I'm not bashing on the book.
I like it just because I feel like this is a character that can do her own running title. She could hold her own title if we just give her the chance. And like this book proves that she's a really fascinating character. Just give her own running title, please. Can I have a Raven title?
I think my problems, and they're not even really problems with the book.
They're just critiques.
Yeah, it's the fact that it's a monthly book, and I'm so used to reading everything bi-weekly, and I read so many titles that I kind of forget some minor things going on in some of the books.
Yeah.
Like, even the super books. I'm like, oh, that is a thing, isn't it? So
It's the problem with when you have a bunch of bi-weekly books, the monthly books you kind of forget about.
Yeah.
What is it?
Death of Hawkman.
Not Death of
Titans,
Hawkman. Not
Teen Titans.
not Teen Titans. Red Hood? Isn't it Red Hood?
No, is that?
It's monthly, isn't it?
Is it monthly? Yeah, it's monthly.
Yeah, I forget things that happen there all the time until I start reading again. Like, oh, that's right, Bizarro's in this now and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really
good. It's good. I can't wait to see what
happens.
happens.
Bring it up again because I'm like, I want to remind people that Raven's still out there. Raven still want really, really good title. It's really interesting and it's really, really well drawn.
We get some teases for some goodies.
We do.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do. I'm really
I saw it and I'm like, please in this issue, please.
And then no.
But next issue.
I
It's
know.
It's gotta be next issue.
I know. I'm really excited to see it.
Next up is Superman number 11, written by Peter J. Tomasi and art by Patrick Gleason.
Best book of the week. Best book of the week. This is
absolutely
the best book. There's just this moment in this book that I know, I absolutely know that give me one second. Peter J. Tomasi is going to kill in this Super Sons line because it's just the relationship between Damian and John is exactly what it needs to be, and then we get a moment where people kind of like we get to see the old relationship between Bruce and Clark, and it's just I was texting Mario at the end of the book. There's part of this end of this book. There's a few things that happen at the end, which tugged on my heartstrings so much. I started to cry in class a little bit. Tears started coming down in my class. I'm just like, oh guys, it's been so long. You're friends again. Yay!
Sharing a cup of hot chocolate.
It's nice. It was just nice to see what I've been wanting for so long, which is Bruce and Clark sitting down as friends, now fathers with their sons, doing a father-son thing together with their kids, just like bonding with their kids together as friends, and it was pretty great.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Of course, it was the first book I read.
Yeah.
And
It was the second book I read. I read Batman, Superman, and then it went from Superman to Trinity to Nightwing.
For me, I think it was Superman, Archie, Trinity, Batman.
You read Batman then Trinity, man. Batman then Trinity.
So there was something that had a bat family in it.
Nightwing.
Was it? There was something
So
that I used as a tie to loop me into the Bat family.
There was Nightwing was the only other thing with the Bat family in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe that was last week. I don't know, but this was a really good book.
It is a really good book.
I want to know what's happening next. I don't know what the next arc is.
Isn't it? No, I don't either.
Because I know the next one for Action Comics is the Lex Luthor thing, where they're finally putting him on trial for being Lex Luthor and masquerading as Superman. But I don't know what's coming up next for this book. And
I
I'm
wonder
excited.
if Lex is going to be evil again.
You wonder if Lex is going to be evil again?
I wonder when Lex is going to be evil again.
There you go. Because he's always been evil.
He's planning something, man.
He's up to something. He's got a mother box Lex with a mother box is terrifying.
It is kind of terrifying.
That vision of Lex ruling apocalypse.
I mean, didn't that already happen once?
Maybe?
Wasn't there a time where he was ruling apocalypse? Maybe it was an alternate universe where he was ruling apocalypse?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not going to give a definitive answer because I could be wrong.
Well, last but not least.
Next up, and last but not least, like Christian said, Trinity number 3, written by Francis Manapul and art by Clay Mann.
I don't appreciate having to sit through Bruce's parents' death again.
It's on the cover. It's not spoiling it.
Yeah, but now having to see a grown-up Bruce rewatching it and re-feeling
Oh.
it. There's just so many moments in this book as a Bat fan. I'm like, okay, I am feeling pain. And this is something weird that happens. Like a character shows up. I'm like, you're too old. You're too young for this. I'm like, oh, I see. That's not right because that didn't technically happen.
All because I wanted to see a movie.
All the line that kills me is like, it's all my fault, all because I really wanted to see a movie, and I'm like,
Buddy, no.
And just seeing Wonder Woman like get on the ground with him, and it's like you can't continue to blame yourself for something like this. I want to call out whoever this. I was on Reddit on it, and they were discussing it, and some guys like, okay, Bruce, it's been like 30 years. Get over the death of your parents, and I'm like, okay, first up. How dare you? Like, I don't think the death of your parents is something you ever kind of get over, especially when it's as violent as that was. Like, I'm just annoyed by that. Everyone's like, Bruce, get over the death of your parents. He's like, he's not. It's not that he isn't over it. It's just that he will always have to like that's what kind of like that's what rules him is he doesn't want other people to feel like that, and like you don't really kind of get over something like that. That's just it bugs me.
The way that Clay Mann draws Wonder Woman is very reminiscent of Gal Gadot.
It is like Gal Gadot.
And he draws a really good Superman.
He does draw a really good Superman.
The panel where he's looking down as Bruce is seeing his parents, he looks sad for Batman.
Yeah, it does also draw a really good Batman.
He does.
Oh, it's just that sudden. It's just a moment when he as the first issue showed, they're not actually going in the past. They're in their own heads. There's this moment where Bruce realizes that they're not in the past, that they're like that they're in their own heads, that he could have stopped his parents' death and had one last conversation with them because it wouldn't have changed anything, and just that realization that he could have done that. There's a moment where you get to see his face and you can just see how angry and like sad he is because he had a moment to talk to his parents again, even if it wasn't real and it was taken away from him.
Yeah.
This book broke me a little bit, actually.
Clay Mann could draw the story of my life, and it would make my life actually look visually interesting.
That's really sad, buddy.
Nothing exciting happens to me.
That's not true. You hang out with me.
Again, nothing exciting happens to me.
Okay.
Love you, buddy.
Try to boost my ego, you can tear it down. All right, guys. That's it for the comics. Next up is the rest of our collection, which is basically Mario. Do your thing, buddy.
Okay. Well, I got some other things. I want to give a shout out to one of my friends. They sent me a little goodie bag, or not bag, a box of goodies. They sent me, and it's all because I went to Publix and bought a box of the pumpkin spice Cheerios. So they decided to.
Wow, basic white girl Mario.
They decided to be a wise guy, or a wise girl, as the case may be, and they sent me a box of pumpkin spice cookies. Don't you say anything.
Continue, please.
A pumpkin spice candy bar, and
Okay.
a pack of gum that is pumpkin pie flavored. I'm like, this is all because I bought those dang Cheerios, isn't it?
And
yeah.
then when they do buy you a tank top and jogging
Uggs and
Uggs
leggings.
and leggings. You walk around like a basic white girl, pumpkin spice Starbucks latte with your pumpkin spice cookies and your pumpkin spice Cheerios. God, Mario.
No, man, I'm all about that hot chocolate life.
Same.
It's dark chocolate, hot chocolate at Starbucks. Yeah. I dig it.
What else did you get in your collection?
Well, on Saturday, you and I went to the Boynton Beach Mall,
Yes,
and
we did.
I picked up some shirts. One of them I'm wearing right now. It's a Metallica No Life Till Leather t-shirt. Pretty rad. I dig it. I also got a Judas Priest British Steel.
I'm the one that pointed it out to him. I was like, hey, it's Judas Priest shirt. And he's like, oh, it is.
Yeah. See what they had? It was buy one get one 75% off, and they were like $12.99. No, they were $20.
That's pretty cool.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah, it's a really
for
good
two
deal.
T-shirts. So pretty rad. I also ordered a Metallica Ride the Lightning shirt from Metallica's actual website, because leading up to the album's release, they were doing a sale every day for each of the albums, and they had Ride the Lightning. So I bought the shirt that my mom, when I was 15, told me I could not buy because it had the guy. It's the one with the standard album cover on the back, and then on the back it's got the guy in the electric chair, and he's getting electrocuted, and you can see part of his skull. It's like it's transition thing, really cool artistic thing. And she was about to buy it for me, and she saw that on the back. She's like, "Oh, we're not buying this. It's got skulls on it. You're not wearing anything with skulls on it." So I'm like, "You know what, Mom? I'm 22 now. I can buy this shirt if I want to."
Wow, rebelling already.
But I came in the mail today, and I didn't know this was a thing that came with it. They sent me a guitar pick with Ride the Lightning album art on it.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, what? It's from the Record Store Day from 2016. So I'm like, awesome, man.
So what else do you have with you?
Well, I don't know why these people are yelling out there.
I don't think I can hear them except for you.
One of
People
my
in your head.
One of my podcast listeners from my show, Up, Up, and Away, sent me a copy of Philip Wiley's Gladiator, which was a huge inspiration to Siegel and Schuster when they created Superman.
It's really interesting.
It's really good. As soon as I opened the package, I read the note that he sent me, and then I started reading, and it's really, really good.
It's really good.
This is my first time reading it, I have to admit, and I'm digging it a lot. So, pretty cool. Brand new printing, nice and crisp.
It's really cool. It's one of those like really stale reads because it's an older book, but it's a classic and it's very fascinating.
I find it interesting.
It's very interesting. It's a cool book.
I just like classic pulp fiction, science fiction stuff.
Gladiator's a really interesting book. I really enjoy it.
Next up, I just got this today because I went to Barnes & Noble. I was going to buy a copy of Hardwired to Self Destruct on vinyl because I missed out buying it. And I'm really disappointed with my local Barnes & Noble because they didn't have a copy of that. They didn't have a display or anything. They had 3 copies of the deluxe CD, and that's it.
Really?
They didn't
a
sell
new Metallica album, and they don't.
Not a display. 3 copies of that, and I've seen them carry both versions of the same album. Like they've had deluxe versions and standard versions for different albums. You'd think that they would put. This is the biggest heavy metal band in the world. One of the most popular rock and roll bands in the world. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll look for a book or something. And I looked on their inventory, and I saw that they had a copy of To Live Is to Die, and it's the biography of Cliff Burton.
That's cool.
It's the second Metallica bassist. Everybody forgets about Ron McGovney, but pretty cool. 2016 updated edition with a afterword by Frank Bello of Anthrax, because he knew.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
He knew Cliff pretty well, so I'm excited to read that. I have a lot of.
And
books
now
to
time
read.
for what I've been waiting for, and he's been obviously stalling because I've been wanting to. I want to see the album again. Oh, it's so pretty.
The day that they announced this album, I'm talking about Hardwired Self Destruct, folks. I pre-ordered it, deluxe edition. I didn't care how much it was. It came out to like $22 actually.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it came today, which is great because pre-orders sometimes come a day late, especially with our school's mailing thing.
It's awful.
It's terrible.
Oh,
it's so good.
The songs on this are labeled Hardwire, Atlas Rise, Now That We're Dead, Moth into Flame, Dream No More, Halo on Fire, Confusion, Man Unkind, Here Comes Revenge, Am I Savage, Murder One, Spit Out the Bone, and it is pretty dang cool.
It is.
I'm gonna have a moment here because Mario knows that when it comes to any form of media, when it comes to games, movies, music, I expect a level of quality, and it's because I've always loved this idea that if you're gonna spend tons and tons of money into making something, it should be good. I do see terrible movies because I like to rip into them, and I like to kind of like make a point that no one's like. Your movie deserves to be ridiculed publicly because it made it bad. But I've been kind of criticizing Metallica the last few years. Saint Anger, Saint Anger, the song is great, but the album is terrible. And Death Magnetic. I've been criticizing a lot of their work, like everything past the Black Album and Master of Puppets. I honestly think haven't been very good. I've been very critical about it. I've been very against it. I'm like, this is not Metallica. This is you trying to cash in on the Metallica name. And Saint Anger just didn't sound like Metallica at all, and it kind of frustrated me because I'm like, this is not the same band. And I even if it wasn't Metallica, the album still wouldn't be very good.
I have a case, to make for that. If you've watched the documentary "Some Kind of Monster," it really describes what they were going through. And does it excuse the album? No, it's probably their weakest.
It is their weakest.
It's their
album.
weakest. It's their weakest. It's between that and Reload, but it's arguably it's their weakest offering.
I honestly think Death Magnetic is their weakest album. No, sorry. Saint Anger is their weakest album. Death Magnetic is like their third weakest. I think it goes Death Magnetic, Reload, and the Saint Anger, Reload, Death Magnetic. Because at least Death Magnetic, there's a couple songs on there I kind of like. Saint Anger, I just like the Saint Anger song, and Reload, I actually like a couple Reload songs.
Yeah, I like Reload, but there's like 4 or 5 that I really dig, and then the rest is just
it's entirely pointless. But this album is really, really good. Like, I really enjoy this new album a lot. I think it's much, much better than what they've been producing so far. I enjoy it. I enjoy the art. This like weird kind of crazy, like it's like they shook their head at a camera.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah,
and then they just overlaid. They had like a projector place the photographs over top of them. Like, it is cool. You can see it.
Cool.
You can see it in action in the "Now That We're Dead" music video. Also, there's a third disc, which is the main reason that I really bought this version of the album. I just need to look at the disc to get the complete track list.
Oh yeah, because it's a live album.
Almost. A lot of it is live. It's got a performance from, I think, April of 2016, and then it's got the first live performance of Hardwired.
Okay.
And then at the beginning, it's got the actual studio recording of Lords of Summer, which is a song that they debuted in 2014. Didn't do anything with it. Then they decided to include 3 songs that they had covered for compilation albums or tribute albums. So they have Ronnie Rising Medley, which is a tribute to Ronnie James Dio that was on This Is Your Life. They have When a Blind Man Cries, which is a Deep Purple song.
It's a great song.
And then they have Remember Tomorrow, which is an Iron Maiden tune. So I'm really glad that they finally gave us an actual release on those. And then the live stuff is just their classic stuff. Helpless, which is a cover of I want to say that's Diamond Head.
They do some good covers.
Hit the Lights, Four Horsemen, Ride the Lightning, Fade to Black, Jump in the Fire, From the Bell Tolls, Creeping Death, and Metal Militia. And this is probably the single greatest recording of a live performance that I've ever heard them put out.
I do not like live performances on CD. I never will because I just can't. Every time I listen to them, I'm like, man, I wish I was at that concert. And I was like, I wish I was at that concert. I prefer, if I'm at a concert, I love live performances. I don't like listening to live performances. I like being at a live performance. If I'm going to listen to music, I'm just going to listen to the studio track because it's better. Live performance is only good if you're there.
You can feel the energy on this one, though. It's really good.
It doesn't matter to me. I can't get behind it.
I wanted to talk about 2 things. One, I adore every track on this album. I have listened to this album at least 9 times consecutively.
It's been out for like a day, guys.
It is really good. I am enjoying every track on this. I've learned how to play a couple of the riffs. I just love it. Second, I've seen a lot of people crapping on this album.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, well, it just sounds generic. It sounds like they're trying to recapture the glory days. Okay. You have to remember...
Hardwire. I'll definitely say Hardwire does sound like that a little bit.
That was a last-minute edition.
Yeah. It's a good song. It's just a little bit of...
There are people that's like, oh, this isn't Metallica. This is the radio-friendly Metallica. It's crap. It's not good Metallica. Okay. You have to realize that, one, this is a combination of everything that they have ever done, period, minus the Saint Anger period. This is a culmination of all their stuff. You get some thrash metal, you get some hard rock stuff, you get some ballad stuff.
There's a couple songs in here which it's like a mixture of classic Metallica meets newer Metallica, which I honestly really enjoy. I thought that was really cool.
It's the Metallica sound updated for the 2016 sound, which is great. I love it. This is what Metallica should sound like in their career. But I've seen a lot of people crapping on this, and I don't think it's fair. Because like, if you're expecting them to release another Master of Puppets, or another Injustice for All, or another Ride the Lightning, you're out of your freaking mind. Okay, it's not going to happen. That came at a very special time and a very special place in history.
I don't think it's too much to ask to have that quality, though.
No, it's not too much to ask. But this is a quality record.
It's pretty good. There's some good songs
on here. It's a quality record. It's got a lot of quality writing from James, a lot of great riffage, a lot of great...
It's funny how people say this, like, this is a two radio album, but there's not a single song on here that I could really hear on the radio, honestly.
Maybe Now That We're Dead. That's the most pop one. But even then, it's not that bad.
I like it. I honestly, I thought Hardwired would be the one that would be on the album radio most often.
Yeah, it's short, punchy.
It's fast, hard. It's a good album. I don't understand the criticism behind this album, honestly.
It's because it's cool to hate Metallica, and honestly, I'm freaking sick of it. I'm really freaking sick.
I mean,
I seem to be the person that falls into the fan camps of things that just are not popular. Superman, people hate on Superman. Metallica, people hate on Metallica.
I think you misunderstand the Metallica. The Metallica hate comes from the fact being that you have to admit their last 3 to 4 albums have been very, very generic and really.
No, I get it.
They're cash-ins.
I get it.
And Metallica's been doing that a lot recently, trying to cash in on their popularity. And I think it's fair for a lot of the fans to kind of call them out on it.
And I get it. But the thing is, even calling back to the very early days, back in 1981 when they formed the band for the very first time, right when they put out, in 83, when they put out Kill 'Em All, they said, you know what, we're writing songs that we want to hear. We don't care what the audience wants to hear. We're writing it for us.
I think the criticism...
And that's everything that they've been doing.
I don't think so. I think the criticism, especially for Death Magnetic... Death Magnetic was an album that was so written for the fans, it was such a pandering album that I can honestly get the criticism. Because that album is pandering. It panders. It's hardcore pandering to their audience. And that's why Death Magnetic got a lot of slack. Because you listen to it, it's Unforgiven 3. Come on, man.
No, I get it.
Come on.
I get it. But
that is totally trying to cash in on their past popularity. But this album, I think the hating on this album is just because people are so used to them not producing quality that they're looking for bad in this. Which I'm gonna admit, when I first started listening to this album, okay, let's hear the next album, Metallica's next album. I really hope it's better than what they've been giving me, but I don't think so. And then I listened to the first song, and I'll be admit, I'm like, I liked it, but I'm like, yeah, this sounds rushed. And then you tell me it was rushed. I'm like,
yeah, it was a last-minute addition.
I don't see why it's on there in the first place. Honestly, it doesn't need to be in here. It doesn't need.
Well, because they wanted to bookend it with 2 thrashy songs.
I personally don't think it was needed, but it's still a good song. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on that one. And then the second song came on, and you know me, I was sold there. I'm like, this song's cool.
I walked up to the car as Moth into Flame was ending. I see him doing air drums. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I liked Moth into Flame a lot. It was really good. I really enjoyed that song. I don't get it. I think this album is really good. I can see there's a couple little complaints I have with it.
Yeah. Like everything, there are a couple little complaints.
There's a song that sounds like it's Garage Incorporated all over again. I just love that so much. Yeah. I just love that sound so much. It's so cool. All right, guys. So that's been our collection. Next up is gonna be a discussion, which I find kind of interesting. It sparks. There's a particular anime going on right now, to which they introduced a gay male couple, and people are complaining that's not being labeled as yaoi, which I thought actually brings up an interesting question, which is, does labeling a form of media gay/lesbian ultimately hinder the LGBTQA community? Now, to clarify what I mean is that when you're looking for a movie, there's particular movies that are labeled as gay lesbian movies, or lesbian gay movies, or homosexual movies, as a part of that kind of crowd. I've always been iffy on that labeling, because my issue comes down to is that when you label something like that, you're segregating it to be something different. And I've always found it to be an interesting kind of discussion of, when you label something like that, are you not ultimately making it sound like that it's not normal, that it is something different? When there's a when we have 12 Years a Slave, it's not called a black movie. It's called a drama, because what it is, it's a drama. It's a really good drama.
But it's also kind of created its own type of genre in the past couple of years, where every year there's a film.
No, they've been doing that. They've been doing that for years, dude.
Yeah, but recently a lot of them have been coming oh, look, let's nominate this one for an Oscar because
that's a
we
whole
feel bad.
That's a discussion of itself. But my whole thing is that I understand the complaints about doing something like that, like, oh well, this is a gay couple. It should be labeled of what it is. And I'm like, yeah, but when you label something like that, aren't you kind of going? Isn't that kind of hindering the point? Like, it's normal. It's normal to be gay. It's normal to be lesbian. It's normal to be bisexual. It's normal. So when you label something a gay film, is that not ultimately hindering the community, making it seem like it's different? When it's not, it's normal. It's completely normal. I've always made the joke, like, we're the only mammals in the entire world that make a big deal about being gay. Like, every other mammal, almost every mammal in existence is bisexual. Yeah. Because sex is about power. And we're the only mammals that make it a big deal because we have that sentience. We are probably the most intelligent species. Are you not? I'm not saying that other species aren't smart, but we are the most intelligent species,
relatively speaking.
But when it comes to the ability of what we can and can't do, you don't see a dolphin building a skyscraper.
You don't see a rabbit doing calculus.
And I do say intelligence based on accomplishments, and humanity's had a lot of great accomplishments. We are the most intelligent species. Now, we do hurt our environment a lot, but it's our intelligence that's our downfall. So I wanted to bring this discussion up because I thought it was an interesting thing, because you know what's considered a gay lesbian film? Chasing Amy.
Yeah.
And I've always found that so interesting because that is not the center focus of that movie.
Not really, no.
It's about acceptance, that you can't always get what you want, and being okay with that, and coming to terms with heartbreak when you can't do anything about it, and being okay with having to be told no. I don't like Chasing Amy, film-wise. I don't think it's very interesting, but I love the message behind it, that sometimes you just can't get what you want. You have to be okay with it. What are your opinions on this?
Well, first off, I like Chasing Amy, but that's because, I'm a sucker for everything Kevin Smith.
You're a Kevin Smith fanboy.
I am. They have a Movies Golden Calf mug at Talking Bay I gotta buy. But I really don't know.
Really?
I feel like categorizing it both helps and hurts.
Because on one hand, it's celebrating films with the gay and lesbian community.
Because it's creating that environment where it's like, hey, we have films that are, focused on gay and lesbian relationships.
The LGBTQA community in general, yeah.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I feel like it becomes this echo chamber, and it's like, yeah, we're gay.
I don't think echo chamber is the right term. I think that
it stays within the circle. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's my problem, is that when
you label a movie echo chamber might have been the wrong word to use.
When you label a movie something like that, you keep it within that circle, and taking out the labeling will get people to watch it and then not realize it. Like no hardcore redneck's gonna watch Brokeback Mountain. But you could get somebody who's normally not homophobic but doesn't understand homosexuality. You could get them to watching like Chasing Amy, which I think actually represents the community very well, has very interesting messages behind it, and then have a gay character, and then they realize, oh, this character's gay, and then relate to them. Because that's my problem with labeling, is that there's a group of people that won't watch the movie because they see it's a gay lesbian movie, and they're like, or a TV show because it has gays and lesbians in it, and they don't think that they can relate. And as film majors, we're different.
Like you and I.
As film majors, we're different because we understand that we've watched enough things to where we're able to relate to almost anything. Like, Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes is a great example. I was able to relate to the co-star with Marilyn Monroe. I can't remember her name.
I know her name is Lorelai.
Yeah.
Her character's name, that is.
I was able to relate and connect with Lorelai. And I grew like a real, like genuine, like I really could see her point of view, and I understood her. And she's a woman. And the movie really, really insinuates that Lorelai and Marilyn Monroe's character are lesbians. Really heavily insinuates it. It's pretty great, actually. I love it so much. And I was able to strongly connect with her. But that's because I've learned that you gotta look past you have to look past the outside and who they are. You have to look at who they are, and that's what you relate to. And I think that when you have a labeling like that, a lot of people will. It's a wall, and some people won't cross that wall because of the labeling. I just feel it ends up hindering the community of anything. I don't think having a subtopic is like, oh, this is a movie where the gays and lesbians are in it. That's one thing. But when you have an entire genre is called gay and lesbian, I'm like, I don't know about that genre.
Yeah.
It's just a topic I wanted to bring up and discuss. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was an interesting thing to talk about and kind of point out because it asks a really interesting question, which there really isn't a right answer to. Because on one hand,
it gives like a community for.
In one hand, it celebrates the community. It gives them somewhere where they're like, hey, this is something we have, and we've created.
We're being represented and validated.
We're being represented and have validation. But on the other hand, it doesn't allow a lot of people have this kind of abrasiveness to it. Because they're afraid if when they watch it, they won't be able to relate or understand what's going on. And that's not true at all. It's so easy to relate. Like, Chasing Amy, I can see, like, every character, I'm like, okay, I feel really bad for everyone in this movie because it's a terrible situation. Or like Brokeback Mountain. Dude, you don't understand how much I felt bad, how bad I felt for Jake Gyllenhaal. An entire film, like, dude, man,
poor buddy,
you were going through too much. I'm sorry, man.
That's too much, man.
That's a good movie. It's a good movie that's made fun a little too much.
It is a good movie. I liked it.
And I don't know. I think the labeling isn't necessarily I think it does hinder the community, but at the same time, I can also see why it's there. It's a weird kind of middle ground with that.
I think a lot of it, just with Netflix, separating it that way, and I don't think they mean anything by it. Yeah, I don't think they mean anything by it.
I'm not saying there's anything malicious about it. I just think that there's a bit of like there's a wall that it creates that people don't realize it's there.
I feel like the creation of the category of making it a genre is kind of weird. Like cult classics, I get. Classic films, I get. Horror films, I get. Family films, I get. Gay and lesbian, they're just movies. They just happen to star different kinds of people than what you're used to seeing.
Yeah,
it's not the heterosexual boy meets girl story. It could be boy meets boy or girl meets girl.
Or it could be a lot of different things.
Or
it's like any other film, and that's the thing. My problem comes down to
it's a story about people. It's not.
I don't know if genreizing it that way is really helping the community at all. I honestly think it hinders it a little bit. But nothing strong. I think there's still good movies. They're still producing good movies. It's just
Tomboy is a good film. You ever see that one?
It is. It's very good. I think you're the one who showed it to me.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that film.
All right,
guys.
Hopefully we're on the right track on this. This is coming from two guys that.
I always feel that anybody can have an opinion, even though people don't believe that. But anybody can have an opinion on anything, and all opinions matter, even if the opinion sucks.
Because then you can shoot down the bad ideas and bring the good ideas to light.
True. Every opinion can ultimately have a good twist in the end.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That ends the discussion. Now, next up is everyone's favorite Garbage Day.
Garbage Day!
This week's Garbage Day is the just fantastic film, Shut-In.
Tell me how you really feel.
Oh, my God. I hate this movie. I hate this movie so much. People behind me during the movie hated me because I spent the entire film making fun of it because it was so stupid.
The thing I don't get. Okay, so we were in the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
We were buying our tickets.
Mm-hmm.
This guy from our university comes up and he comes up to us. I don't know. It was actually at the snack stand.
Yeah.
He comes up to us and he says, "What are you guys seeing? Shut-In? Oh, I saw that the other day or the other week. I really liked it. You're gonna like it too."
Sure, we will.
Yeah. What are you seeing? Arrival. Oh, you're gonna love that one.
Yeah.
We were serious about him
Arrivals.
We'll talk to that later.
At that point. But yeah, like
we're just like,
and I felt bad because the guy was genuine, and then I'm like, okay, maybe the movie isn't as bad as they were making up. Maybe
it was bad.
Yeah,
it was terrible. It was garbage.
So I went in like a little bit optimistic, like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's just underappreciated in some ways. And then the ending, I'm like, wow, no, this is actual garbage. The twist of the film, you don't see coming, but it doesn't make it any better. It's still super stupid. The twist is that of course, this is Garbage Day, so expect spoilers. The kid that's handicapped isn't handicapped. He's actually fine faking the whole time, and
he wasn't really paralyzed.
He wasn't really paralyzed, and it's so stupid how no one caught it earlier. Like, you don't just deem someone paralyzed because they're not
and
moving,
then not check in on them and do actual, scans of their body to make sure that
and scans in their brain, and like there's tests to make sure that they're paralyzed and not something going on with that. Like, I'm not saying that they expect he's faking. It could be something like mental, that he's like a mental block.
Yeah, like traumatized or.
And
something.
The movie is so dumb. It's so dumb.
It's
the twist
really
is
dumb.
The twist is so dumb. I made this one girl behind me really mad because at one point the son's behind his stepmom. By the way, it's not his mom, it's his stepmom, because that's really necessary. And it's such a sly mention too. It's like, oh, my stepson.
Okay.
Why?
Is there a purpose behind
Yeah.
it? I don't think I've ever seen a son attached so strongly to his stepmother before.
I love my stepmom, but I mean
not that strongly.
Not near.
There's some serious edible stuff going
Oedipus. on. And like I make
edible,
a joke.
Like it would be edible describing it.
Oh.
But.
Well, this is one moment where I'm like, he's like right behind her or whatever, and we honestly like there's a moment where I'm thinking, oh my god, he's gonna have sex with his mom right now, and I made a joke, someone's got a real Oedipus complex, don't they? And the girl behind me is like, oh my gosh, we should be quiet already. And I'm like.
The thing I don't understand.
Like, first off,
why was this theater packed?
Yeah,
there were a lot of people in this theater, and it wasn't one of the large rooms either. It was the small one. It was the smaller screening room.
This movie's selling tickets, but it shouldn't because it's not very good.
It's terrible.
They had a raccoon jump scare, and then for the entire movie, me and Mario are like, those darn raccoons! The raccoons brought him back to life. The raccoons give him his ability to walk back. The raccoons made him crazy. It's all the raccoons. It's a big conspiracy.
It's Rakins. Everybody watched.
I remember,
everybody that watched Trailer Park Boys gets that.
I remember at one point when the raccoon did the jump scare, I go up to Mario and was like, that's a real sly raccoon. And he gave me this death stare. Because as some of you don't know, there's a game called Sly Cooper. And the main character, Sly, is a raccoon. It's great. I love the game. But the look he gave me was, you can tell for a second he didn't get it.
No, I got it.
But then, like, the second he got it, you can see his face go from, like, thinking about it to, oh, I hate you. And then he just looks at me with the most angriest look. He's like, just stop talking.
I predicted the raccoon jump scare.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, why should it just be a raccoon? Oh, it's a raccoon. Thanks for taking my joke away from me, movie.
Darn.
Can we talk about the product placement in this movie?
Oh, my God.
Kia. Apple.
Sorry,
Skype.
guys.
Bad Skype.
Bad
Because-
Skype.
Because the main character, I
Forgot
forgot
to
her
press
name.
end on a call.
Yeah, Naomi Watts ends the call, and her doctor is still able to see what is going on through.
Which, by the way, is super creepy, and that's not how Skype works.
He can still see what's going on in her place, even though the call ended. I'm like, that's not how Skype works. Have you ever used that program? No. Can we talk about the Shining ripoff stuff too?
Oh, yeah. It
Frozen
was
Body.
Uh-huh.
The fake tracks.
Honestly, the entire third act is a complete Shining ripoff.
Yeah.
With the, like, hammer. Instead of an axe, it's a hammer. And just him hunting him down, having this freak-out moment.
Also, Naomi Watts, her character is
It's
absolutely moronic.
Yeah.
She gets the hammer away from whatever his face
and then
is.
drops it.
And then drops it 5 feet away. Like, that's going to help.
Yeah. This movie's really bad. There's not much really to say about it other than the fact being it's bad.
It's
Don't
absolutely
see it.
terrible.
It's not worth your time. The story's really bland. It doesn't go anywhere into the third act. And then, like, the third act twist isn't even gratifying. It's more frustrating than anything. I'd rather it be Ghost. I'd rather it have been Ghost the whole time.
The kid at the end is not dressed like a person.
No, he's not. He's dressed as, like, some weird, like, third-rate...
He's got, like, a cardigan on with, like, Christmas trees on the sleeve. That kid... Naomi Watts just set that kid up to be bullied.
Yeah, she really did.
Kid's like 8. He's gonna get bullied.
It feels so bad for him. He's already deaf. He has too much going bad for him, man.
Terrible.
Yeah,
Don't watch it.
Don't see it. It's not worth your time.
Not even for the raccoon.
No, not even for the raccoon. The darn raccoons. Well, guys, that's been Garbage Day. There's not much really to say about it. Right when we saw, we're like, we're not gonna have much to say about it, other than the fact being that this entire movie from beginning to end is just not good. There's nothing to take out of it. But time to get to a movie that, funny, first Garbage Day is beginning to end terrible movie. This one's beginning to end amazing. So let's talk about our matinee Monday movie, Arrival. This movie is going to give Amy Adams an Oscar.
Yes.
It's going to. Like,
It's got to.
there's just no way. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy Renner got a supporting actor Oscar too. I honestly could see every single person in this movie getting like a reward. This movie's fantastic. This movie's beautiful. Like, a lot of this discussion is probably gonna be super short, and us just telling you to go see it because we can't. Every piece of this movie falls so perfectly together that any discussion of the film is a spoiler of itself.
Yeah.
The best way we could describe it, it's a very highbrow science fiction film that doesn't insult you. It doesn't try to like make you feel stupid.
Yeah.
It does everything it can to try and keep its integrity with being smart while still making sure that you're caught up. It's that really good middle ground between I didn't feel like the movie was spoon feeding me, but at the same time I understood everything they were saying. I got the science.
And then it gives you something to chew over.
I know the linguistic community is kind of frustrated because they're like, hey, that's not how linguistics works. But I'm like, yeah, but linguistics is boring for most people. It's fascinating for those who like it. I find it pretty interesting. I just find that the whole way words are made, I just find that super fascinating. But they had to find a way to make it interesting for the overall community. And I think they understand that's how film works. It's like
Yes.
Jeremy Renner's science was very bare bones. That's why they didn't show much of it, because it's very bare bones and very face value. But that's what you kind of have to do to make it interesting, because the problem is the more scientifically accurate you make a film, the more likely the film's going to be boring. My biggest problem with things like Interstellar is that they try so hard to be scientifically accurate, they ultimately being boring and ultimately not being scientifically accurate at all. And there's The Martian, which is entirely scientifically accurate, but it's ridiculous. And I love it so much.
We spend a lot of money saving Matt Damon from things.
I know, right? Arrival is a film that you will never see again. And you will never see it the same way you did in theaters. You have to see this movie in theaters.
It's required.
Yeah.
Just like you had to see, like when it came out, you had to see Star Wars in theaters.
Oh, absolutely.
You had to see Jurassic Park in theaters. You had to see Jaws in theaters to get the full experience. For this one, you need to see it in theaters.
It's just because the sound design meets with... There's a thing they do with size with the aliens that you just can't fully appreciate unless you're in a big theater. Along with the sound,
the scope
the
is
visuals.
fantastic.
Oh, my God, it's just... I'm honestly...
Visually stunning.
I'm honestly thinking about seeing it again.
Oh, I will go with you in a
And
heartbeat,
just sitting
my
down,
friend.
like, really... Because now knowing how the story goes, beginning, middle, and end, I want to really break down this film and analyze it, because I think there's so many elements of this film that's really interesting. They had this, like... I can't even... The commentaries and the different things it says
It
with this film...
raises a lot of questions.
that you can't say because it spoils the film. This film is so pure and perfect that it's so hard to discuss without spoiling it. It is a perfect film. Through and through, beginning to end, every character hits for me, every story bit hits for me, everything that happens for a reason that's really interesting. They have a reason for Amy Adams to be what she is. Everything plays in so well together. The alien design is so unique and so interesting. It's nothing that you expect at all. It's that whole thing to where, I can't remember what scientist said it, that if we ever met aliens, we have to understand they're not going to be like us. They wouldn't be. We are where we are because of the planet we're born on.
Yes, they're not going to be bipedal with, the standard
Yeah.
human cranium.
And they don't. And they make sure to make these aliens nothing like us. And when you fully get to see it, and it's beautiful. It's majestic. It's very, very interesting. And its ship is fantastic, and how the ship travels is amazing and
The
really
first time we
interesting.
see it, with the smoke or the clouds pouring over the
so
cliffs.
Cool.
Oh.
The movie explains so little, but by explaining so little, it says so much. It shows you more than what it tells you. And you sit there and you watch what it's showing you. Like, when you learn about how certain things work, they'll show you it doing something, and you'll kind of realize, oh, well, it's doing this probably because of how this works. Like, oh, okay, I can see how that's how the ship would move. Like, oh, okay, this is really interesting. Like,
This isn't even spoiler, but the first time they go into the ship, wow.
yeah, it's almost horror movie-esque, but it's so perfect.
The soundtrack is so unique. It's not a traditional soundtrack.
It's a very minimalist, loud sound. Imagine Inception with the but imagine toning it down and the That's a lot. That's the soundtrack. That's the music. It's very straight sounds, but it's very like it's like watching Kubrick's
2001.
Yeah, 2001: Space Odyssey, when you got to see the monolith.
Oh yes.
Sound it makes. That's a lot of the soundtrack to this movie, except for there's like little beats in the background that they make. That just it hits the right times to where it's supposed to enact a different emotional response to you, and it's supposed to get you like not nervous, but like you feel the gravity of everything around you, and you feel the intensity of everything. And when they're outside the monolith, like things are happening, and the music does really good about blending into the background and making you making sure that you are feeling what you need to feel. You feel the intensity, you feel the rush, and it's really well done. This movie is a great blend of sound, visuals, and story.
It's tied with The Nice Guys for being my favorite film of the year, and it's tied with Star Trek Beyond for being my favorite science fiction film of the year that I've seen.
That's right. Wait, no, Star Wars doesn't come out until December. Sorry, I got. Wait, didn't The Martian come out this year? No, that was last year. That was last year. Yep, you're right.
If you even remotely enjoy science fiction, watch this movie.
I've been telling people, if you like The Martian, you'll like this movie. If you like 2001: The Space Odyssey, you'll like this movie. It's like those movies. It's very smart, except for this one is much more of a thinking man's movie. You get to the end and you're like, it's a movie you have to see twice because that's to fully grasp what's going on.
Mm-hmm. You can't just watch it half interested on your cell phone during the entire movie talking to your friend. No, you have to pay attention in this movie.
And it's very close attention because every little bit's important, but it doesn't punish you for not paying attention. It's just the more you pay attention, the more you're into it. The more you give the movie, the more the movie gives you, which I really like when a film does that. The more I'm invested in the film, the more the film gives, and I really enjoy that bit.
There's great tension building.
Oh my god, this movie is so good. It's so good. It is so perfectly done, and it's interesting. And I
walked to the theater and I told Christian, I'm buying that on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
twice. I'm buying it 2 times on Blu-ray because it is that good.
I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray. I'm probably gonna watch it the second I buy it on Blu-ray. If they've got like some collector's edition of it, I'll buy that too.
It's really good.
If they have a 4K version, I'll buy a 4K TV.
Also, the people that are criticizing this movie saying, "Oh, well, it's not that good," you're entitled to your opinion,
but you're wrong.
And my opinion is that you are dead wrong.
Yeah, all the criticisms I read is that the story doesn't make sense, and I said the story doesn't make sense because you're not paying attention. It doesn't spoon feed you, but it gives you everything you need. Like,
you
don't
the tools to put together the cabinet.
The movie knows the audience that's going to enjoy this film is smart enough to figure things out for themselves, but they also respect the fact being that they don't want to be too pretentious about that, so they want to be able to give enough. The movie does hand you a lot of information, but only because it doesn't want to come off as pretentious. It wants to come off as fair. Like, it knows the film audience is going to enjoy the different aspects of how things are getting done. The general audience is going to just enjoy the characters and the reactions, and the Jeremy Iron Amy Adams relationship is really
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner, thank you. Jeremy Renner, Jeremy Irons. What was that? Jeremy Renner, Amy Adams relationship. So that it gives you that. So it's very polite. It's a movie that recognizes that a movie needs to be 2 things to be good. It needs to be genuinely entertaining and artistically valid. I always say that you could have a movie that's both entertaining and artistic, and this is another example of a very entertaining artistic movie. Like I think Mad Max Fury Road, an entertaining artistic movie. The Martian, an entertaining artistic movie. And so these movies are, and it's great. I even say Revenant, even though I wasn't a big fan. It's very entertaining, and it's very, very well done art-wise. Arrival is going to be probably the movie of the year. Like, I really
do hope it is.
It's so good. The director deserves a lot of praise for what he did. The movie's fantastic.
This isn't really spoiling anything, but
be very careful because you know how easy it would be.
Oh, it is very reminiscent of one of the very good episodes of The Twilight Zone.
I know exactly what you're talking about too. Yes, it is. It is very reminiscent. It's almost like a really good Twilight Zone episode made into a feature-length film, and it's really nice.
It makes me happy.
Yeah.
I love science fiction.
Arrival is one of the best films this year, and it's probably my favorite movie I've seen all year.
We came out of the theater, we're like, oh.
We came out of the theater, and the first thing me and Mario said to each other was like, we have to go see this again. We have to sit down and watch this again. This deserves a second viewing. It deserves full price. It doesn't matter. Just see what the first chance you get. If you can get a discount, good for you, man. You always gotta save that money, but if you can see it, full price is fine. It's totally worth it. Well, guys, it's been another episode of Collectors Coalition. Thank you all for coming in. Just to let you all know, next week there isn't going to be an episode because it's Thanksgiving. We're taking some time off, spending time with the family. I'm going to go see my mom, my little brother, and my stepdad. And Mario's working on Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, well, somebody had to work.
If you weren't working, I'd take you with me.
I'll be all right. But be sure to stuff your faces.
Yeah, enjoy yourselves. Be safe. If you're going to drink responsibly like always, guys. But have a good time. It's Thanksgiving. It's one of the most... Enjoy some time with family. If you don't have any family around, enjoy some time with friends.
Take a nap during the ball game.
I like football, so I'm probably going to watch the game.
Well, some people fall asleep during...
They're
so full. Take a nap.
Me and my stepfather are probably going to sit down next to a radio and listen to a football game because that's what we do. Well, guys, as always, it's been a pleasure podcasting with y'all. See you all next time.
Gobble, gobble. Thank you for listening to Collectors Coalition, a Magnesium Studios production. If you like what you've heard, be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on iTunes. We're also available on PodOmatic and Soundcloud.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Collectors Coalition and on Twitter at Collect Coalition.
Stupid character limits.
If you want to write in, drop us a line at thecollectorscoalition@gmail.com. For exclusive footage, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Just search Collectors Coalition.
And remember, stay nerdy, my friends.